You see, there's a peculiar thing about the universe. It seems to have an odd preference for cracks. It delights in them. For the shattered, the bent, the bruised, the uncertain, because it is through the cracks that the light gets in. When you really look closely, every beautiful thing in life is slightly broken. The seashell that you pick up from the shore, worn smooth by waves and time. The mountain scarred by wind and rain. The face of an old man, wrinkled with the map of his laughter and his tears. These are not flaws. These are the signatures of existence, the proof that life has been lived deeply. And so, if you feel damaged, if you've been through hell and back and have the scars to show for it, I want you to consider something rather mischievous. Perhaps the universe chose you for that. Now, that may sound absurd. Why on earth would the universe choose the wounded? Why would it place the heaviest burdens on the softest hearts? Well, imagine for a moment that life were an orchestra. Every note, every sound, contributes to the grand harmony of the cosmos. But without the minor keys, without the aching tones, without the trembling violin string that nearly breaks under pressure, there would be no depth, no soul. You, my friend, are that trembling string. The universe plays its grand symphony through you, through your vulnerability, your struggle, your grief, and your astonishing ability to rise again. It doesn't need another perfect instrument. It needs the one that has lived. The one that knows how to cry and still sing. When I say the universe chooses damaged people, I don't mean it selects victims. I mean it finds its artists there, its healers, its poets, its truth-tellers, because only the person who has walked through darkness can describe the stars with such intimacy. Have you ever noticed that those who suffer most often develop the greatest compassion? The most tender understanding of the pain of others? It's as if the universe whispers to them, "Here, take this suffering. It will hurt, yes, but it will also teach you to see." To be damaged is to be initiated. IT is a secret apprenticeship with existence itself. You see, the average person, the one who's never been broken, tends to think life is something to be conquered or managed. They think happiness is a destination. They spend their days chasing comfort, avoiding discomfort, and calling it wisdom. But those who've been cracked open, who've lost something or someone dear, who've seen the illusion fall apart, they no longer believe that story. They know that life is not about winning. It's about awakening, and pain, my dear, is one of the most efficient awakeners there is. When everything falls apart, your relationships, your beliefs, your sense of who you are, what's left is not nothingness. What's left is what you truly are. The silent watcher beneath the storm, and that is the great paradox. It is in breaking that you become whole. So, perhaps the universe doesn't choose the damaged because it wants them to suffer. It chooses them because they are the only ones willing to see. It is through your pain that you've learned to listen. Through your loneliness that you've learned to love without condition. Through your chaos that you've learned the rhythm of surrender. That if the universe is a great artist, then suffering is its brushstroke, carving depth into your being, revealing the hidden layers of your soul. Without it, your life would remain a flat painting, pleasant to look at perhaps, but lacking the shadow that gives form to beauty. You might ask, why me? Why was I chosen to bear this? But perhaps it isn't a matter of why. Perhaps it's a matter of what now. You see, the gift of being broken is that it makes you real. It strips away the false masks. It makes you sensitive to truth. And in that sensitivity lies your purpose. Think of a piece of pottery, cracked, imperfect, yet filled with gold, as in the Japanese art of kintsugi. They repair what's broken not by hiding the damage, but by emphasizing it. By filling the cracks with gold, the broken object becomes more beautiful than before it shattered. That's what the universe does with you. It fills your cracks with consciousness. Your pain becomes wisdom. Your tears become art. Your loneliness becomes love. You begin to see the world not as a battlefield, but as a dance of opposites, light and dark, joy and sorrow, gain and loss, all playing together, all necessary, and once you see this, you stop fighting life. You begin to trust it. Let me tell you something curious about trust. Most people think trust means believing everything will go your way. But real trust means allowing life to have its way with you. It means saying, yes, I will stay open even when I am afraid. I will feel everything, even the unbearable. And when you do that, life reveals itself not as a series of cruel accidents, but as a magnificent unfolding. You realize that even your suffering was never wasted. Every heartbreak, every disappointment, every sleepless night, they were all polishing you into something radiant. The universe, after all, is not in the business of comfort. It is in the business of transformation, and transformation, my dear, often feels like destruction. But destruction is only creation in disguise. The caterpillar dissolves completely before it becomes the butterfly. The seed must break apart to become the tree. The night must fall before the dawn arrives. So if your life has been torn open, if you feel scattered into 1,000 pieces, perhaps that's not the end. Perhaps it's the beginning of something far greater than you ever imagined. Now, the great cosmic joke is this: once you've been broken enough times, you stop being afraid of it. You stop clutching at security, reputation, control, all the little things that society tells you to protect, because you realize that the one who can be damaged is not really you at all. Who you truly are cannot be harmed, or you've watched the body hurt, the heart ache, the mind panic, and yet something deeper within you remains untouched, unbothered, quietly aware. That's what you are. That's what the universe has been trying to show you through all your suffering. It uses pain as a sculptor uses a chisel to reveal the timeless within the temporary. So when I say the universe chooses damaged people, what I mean is, it chooses those who are ready to wake up. Those whose shells have cracked enough for the light to seep in, and once that happens, you can't go back. You can't live asleep anymore. You begin to live with a kind of holy tenderness, knowing that everything you touch is temporary and yet sacred. You speak differently, move differently. You no longer need to prove yourself, because you see that life was never a competition. You are not meant to win at being human. You are meant to experience being human, and once you understand that, even your damage becomes divine. Let us suppose, for a moment, that every soul is like a piece of stained glass, each one cut and colored differently, each with its cracks and imperfections. When the light of consciousness shines through them, every fracture makes a unique pattern on the wall, a design that could not exist without the damage. That is the beauty of you. That is the purpose of your pain. You are not meant to be flawless glass. You are meant to refract the infinite. And so, when you look at your scars, don't say, I am ruined. Say instead, I am art. For every mark is a testimony to how fiercely life has loved you, enough to break you open, again and again, until you learn to shine. So here's the quiet truth, whispered from the depths of the universe to the depths of your being: you were never chosen to suffer, you were chosen to awaken, and it just so happens that awakening often feels like suffering when you're still resisting it. But once you stop fighting, once you let the river carry you, you discover that the water was never trying to drown you. It was trying to take you home. So breathe. Forgive yourself for every moment you thought you were broken. You are not broken. You are being rearranged. You are not a mistake. You are a masterpiece still in motion. And when you finally see that, when you stop wishing your life were easier and instead allow it to be what it is, you will realize something magnificent. The universe never chose you because you were damaged. It chose you because you were ready to become whole. And that, my friend, is the most exquisite secret of all.